important rules for. Please ensure that you have a stable internet connection and are in a quiet environment to minimize background noise. Please use the chat feature to ask any questions you may have during the webinar. Our panelists will answer as many as possible. Please keep all questions and comments respectful and relevant to the topic at hand. Any inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. Please note that today's webinar is being recorded for future reference. Welcome to the IFPA International Webinar. I am Siti Rahmanifa, your host for today. I would also like to greet our chairwoman, Professor Dr. Muniati Mukhlisin, MACC, CFP, IFP, AEPP, WPPE, QVC. And of course, our invitation guest, keynote speaker, Dr. Haji Endang Jumali, LCMA, MSI, MAK, IFP. Our distinguished speakers for today, Isti Khairani, SDME, CFP, IFP, Abdurrashid Zuraif, PhD, and Farisa Amanda, SE, SY, ME, AWPS, CSFT. And of course, our moderator, Afida Nur Aslama, SPD, MSc, AWPS. The main topic for today's webinar is teaching Islamic digital financial literacy. And the session today will be delivered by 3 speakers from 3 different countries. And our moderator to elaborate this topic. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the opening session. Let us reciting Basmallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Without further ado, I would like to invite our chairwoman of IFPA, Professor Dr. Murniati Mukhlisin, MACC, CFP, IFP, AEPP, QFC, to deliver a welcoming speech. So, Madam Ani, the floor is yours. Thank you,
Thank you, Mr. Hanifa. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good evening in Indonesia. And in a very good morning or afternoon in some other part of the country. And alhamdulillah, we are in the zone where today I'm currently enjoying the evening. And alhamdulillah, we just had our financial literacy for people with disabilities today, Hanifa. So it was a very good event. And I hope the rest of the IFA members would like to join me one day to deliver Islamic financial literacy for people with disabilities. So I'm very concerned with the teaching of Islamic digital financial literacy. And we have here our keynote speaker who is ready to deliver his message on the topic. And Dr. Endang Jumali, I've been knowing him, and he has rich experience not only in Indonesia but also in other country, where he spent quite some time in Saudi Arabia. So, Assalamualaikum. Good evening for Dr. Endang.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, madam? How are you, Professor?
So we also have speakers from Indonesia and Kyrgyzstan and also United Kingdom. So we have Sister Isti Khairani. She's been in many works together with me, and she is very concerned on Islamic financial literacy for the children, and also she is very concerned on green economy green literacy on how to save our earth. So we should welcome her, and she's also a part of the board of uh, members, board of IFPA members, together with Dr. Endang. So we have our Ustads Abdul Rashid Zoraib from Kyrgyzstan. He himself is actually a chairman of SSPJSC, Kyrgyzstan Insurance Company. So I'm not sure if it is also called Kyrgyz Post. Ustads, Ustad Abdul Rashid is I know Kyrgyz Post, where you can actually engage with the kind of insurance package from the post office in Kyrgyzstan. So
Yes,
perhaps you
we have.
would like to highlight later on the Islamic financial literacy from digital side. And also we have Farisa Amanda, Sister Farisa. She is Islamic finance enthusiast and particularly expert in Islamic financial planning. And I've been writing with her in many occasions. And lately, we just launched our book in English, Islamic Personal Finance. So if you would like to get a book, we are just printed for the second time. So you can contact herself and myself for that purpose. So we have arranged also some modules on Islamic financial literacy. Of course, we included as well the digital side. So where she, of course, she would like to touch that on her session later on Islamic digital financial literacy, especially on Islamic personal finance. So I would like to thank also our MC today, Sister Hanifa, and the moderator for today, the member of IFPA, Sister Afida. So of course, behind the screen, we have Sister Maisha Bani. So thank you again for making today as a very special day for everyone. So thank you for coming, and I would like to welcome everyone to have a good discussion. We have our loyal visitor today, MashaAllah, Brother Arafat Garuda. And we also have our board member, our IFA board member, Dr. Rohani Ayuyunanda. And we have our newcomers, Brother Dr. Uus Ahmad Hussaini, and some other members, Sister Novita, and also Sister Hannah, who's come from far away to come to our program. Brother Ahmad Muzakir also, thank you so very much. So that's all for today, and I would like to have a good discussion with all of you. And again, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, madam. Now I would like to turn to our moderator to lead this session. Her name is Afidah Nur Aslama, SPD MSc AWPS, member of Islamic Financial Planners Association. We absolutely cannot wait to dive deeper and explore this topic together.
Hanifa, would you like to have a picture taking first?
Yeah. Thank you, madam, for the reminder. For all the participants, please make sure that you are ready for taking the picture. Turn on your camera, please, and smile. I'll count down from 3, 2, 1. Okay, next.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. And the next. 3, 2, 1. And the last. 3, 2, 1. All right. Sister Afida Nur Aslama, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready here. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, I can hear your voice clearly. The
Okay.
floor is yours now.
Okay, thank you so much, Sister Siti Rahma Hanifah, for the kind introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good
Waalaikumsalam
evening.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, respected speakers, and all participants joining us from Indonesia, Oman, Kyrgyzstan, the United Kingdom, and other locations. It's honor for me. My name is Afidah Nur Aslama, member of Islamic Financial Planner Association, IFPA, and I'm honored to serve as the moderator for today's international webinar hosted by the Islamic Financial Planners Association. Our theme today is Teaching Islamic Digital Financial Literacy. This is a very timely and important theme because financial education is no longer limited to classrooms, seminars, or printed materials. Today, families, students, educators, and communities learn through digital platforms, social media, mobile applications, and online financial services. Therefore, Islamic digital financial literacy should not only teach people how to use technology, but also how to make financial decisions that are ethical, responsible, Sharia compliant, and beneficial for the Ummah. So distinguished guests and participants, before we begin the panel session, allow me to briefly explain the flow. We will have 3 panelist sessions, and each speaker will have approximately 20 minutes. And then after all presentation, we will continue with a Q&A session. Participants are invited to submit the question through the Zoom Q&A chat box. And please write your name, affiliation, and the speaker to whom your question is addressed. Okay, we also kindly invite participants to keep the session interactive and respectful. If possible, please turn on your camera, use the virtual background, and stay tuned until the end of this event because the MC will share the attendance form for the certificate. Okay, distinguished speaker, ladies and gentlemen, brother and sister, now let us begin the panel discussion. Our first speaker is Ms. Isti Khairani, STME CFPIFP. She is a financial educator and also serves as BOD of IFPA. Let me introduce.
Dr.
Okay, no, speaker.
Oh, sorry. The keynote speaker.
Yeah.
Sorry, due to the technical issue. So sorry for the technical issue. So before I start the panel session, we would like to listen the keynote speaker from Dr. Endan Jumali, LCMA, MSIM, IFP. He is an economic and finance expert BOD of IFPA. To Dr. Endan, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Karim wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Distinguished speakers, respected professor, especially Professor Madam Ani, and scholars, honor guests, fellow academic researchers, practitioners, and your participants. I would like to thanks to all the organized committee. It is a great honor and privilege for me to address distinguished gathering today. And let us express our deepest gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His countless blessing, guidance, and mercy, which enabled us to come together in this meaningful seminar under the theme Teaching Islamic Digital Financial Literacy. I'd also like to extend my sincere appreciation to the IPA, organizing committee, sponsor, and all participants whose dedication and commitment have made this event possible. Participant, allow me to share the my infographics related to the what we call the Islamic digital literacy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in an unprecedented era of a digital transformation. Technology have fundamentally changed the way we communicate, conduct business, access financial services, and make economic decisions. Digital banking, fintechs, e-wallets, crowdfunding, blockchain technology, and artificial intelligence are reshaping the global financial landscape at an extraordinary pace. While this development creates tremendous opportunities for economic growth and financial inclusion, they also present significant challenges. Many individuals, particularly young people, face difficulties in understanding digital financial product, managing financial risk, identifying fraudulent scam, and making informed financial decisions in accordance with ethical and Islamic principles. Therefore, Islamic digital financial literacy has become more important than ever. It is not merely about understanding financial technology. It is about empowering individuals with the knowledge, skills, values, and ethical foundation necessary to navigate the digital economy responsibly and in compliance with Sharia principle. Islamic financial literacy as bridging wealth management and faith. So if we are looking to the literature review, there's the ethical foundation of Sharia finance. As we know, prohibition of riba or interest. Sharia provide charging interest, viewing it as an exploitative practice that creates inequality. And we know the ethical Sharia also have the profit and loss sharing. Financial reward are justified only when parties participate and bear business risks. And also we know there's financial literacy concern to the what we call the halal versus haram investment, ethical versus unethical. And the ethical investment must be ethical, excluding industries like gambling, alcohol, tobacco, and weapons. And the practical instrument and global literacy, the global Islamic financial literacy knowledge gap. So if we look to the data and the global appraised conventional Muslim majority countries give the contribute uh, around the 28% until the 30%. So the global financial literacy average 60%, and Islamic financial literacy just only 10%. So this is the Islamic financial literacy rates drop to the 10%. And also we know the Islamic insurance cooperative system where members contribute to a fund to help those in need. And also we have zakat, the wealth tax, a mandatory 2.5% donation of accumulated wealth used to prepare earning and help society. So the Islamic financial literacy is very important for us to know how to live in the technological era. And we know the literacy is very, very different with the conventional literacy. So this is the our discuss to have a solution how to get the point of the literacy to the Islamic financial literacy now. Yeah. So the conclusion for us is first, the Islamic financial literacy must be concerned to the ethical, to the ethic, and also based on Sharia principle. Like we said before, we have the principle to the transaction with another, and also we have the Sharia principle to the what we call respected to another person. And Al Quran, based on Al Quran, said the wata'awanu alal birri wa taqwa wa la ta'awanu alal ismi wal udwan. So this is the important principle for us to the what we call the basic of Islamic financial literacy. Distinguished and also the all participant. That's from me to the keynote speaker, and I hope the what we called another speaker to get to give us the more what we call the knowledge about the Islamic literature uh, financial literacy. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Endang, for your fruitful presentation as our keynote speaker in this event. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participant, as I mentioned before, we will continue our event to the panel discussion. We already have our three speakers here. For the first speaker, our first speaker is Miss Isti Khairani, STMECFP IFP. She is a financial educator and also serves as BOD of IFPA. So in today's webinar, she will discuss the topic raising financially aware children in the digital era. This topic is highly relevant because digital exposure begins very early in children's life. Many children are already familiar with online games, digital payments, online shopping, and social media influence. Therefore, parents, teachers, and families need to introduce financial awareness with Islamic values from an early age. Ms. Isti will confirm first. Are you already with us in this Zoom?
Yes, already.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Isti. We are very pleased to have you with us. The virtual stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
First of all the praises and gratitude are due to Allah, the Almighty and the Merciful. Thank you very much, the Honorable Madam Ani, the Chairwoman of IFPA, Mr. Dr. Endang Jumali, and distinguished speakers and participants. Thank you for the opportunity to present in this webinar. Today, I'm honored to have the opportunity to share about inspiring Islamic financial literacy for the next generation. Maybe please my slide to share.
Yes, please wait a minute.
Apa ya?
Okay, so this is the slide, Miss. Can you?
Okay, thank you. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Imagine a generation that understands modern technology perfectly, but still possesses very low knowledge and skill in Islamic financial literacy. Right now, youth age group 15 until 17 are facing a silent crisis with financial literacy index about 51% and Islamic financial literacy about 25%. Low financial literacy among students isn't just a statistic, it's a blueprint for future hardship. On a micro level, it leads directly to poor financial decision, traps them in high interest debt, and triggers personal financial crisis early on. Eventually, these individual struggles compound into a macroeconomic burden for the entire nation. Teaching our youth about Sharia finance is no longer just an option, it is an absolute urgency. Next slide, please. Let me start with a simple thought. To raise a financially smart Muslim child, it takes more than just a good talk at home. It takes an entire ecosystem. Our kids spend their morning at school, their afternoon and night at home, and their weekends out in the community. If we want them to truly understand Sharia financial values, we have to meet them in all three places. We are talking about building a complete environment for our children. We look at how we can teach Islamic financial literacy through three powerful pillars. At school, how teachers can teach financial literacy and integrate Sharia values into daily lessons and fun school projects. At home, how parents can build daily habits like honest earning and sharing, recording pocket money, the difference between needs and wants, halal and haram. In the community, how we can use social activities, charities, and neighborhoods to show them the real impact of zakat and sadaqah. In the community, our children will learn various things about Islamic financial literacy from the expert. Next slide, please. Okay, let's start. We discussed about teaching Islamic financial literacy at school. The Indonesian government has published financial literacy guidebook in 2024 with title Financial Literacy Education Implementation Guide for Educational Units and Stakeholders. The issuing authority is Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia. In this guiding book, there are key elements for financial literacy education. Element 1, earning income. Core focus is about understanding how wealth is created and obtained. In Islamic financial literacy integration, it's about halal on tayyib earnings, ethos or of hard work. And element 2 is about managing budget, spending, and debt. Core focus about allocation of resources, tracing expenses, and liability control. And in Islamic financial literacy, integration is about need versus wants, israf and tabzir, and riba-free debt management. Element 3 is about saving income. Core focus about accumulating wealth for future short-term and long-term goals. And element 4 is about managing risk and preparing for emergencies. Core focus, the student learns about mitigating future financial uncertainties. And in Islamic financial literacy integration, it's related about takaful. Next slide, please. In the book, the framework outlines a development progression of financial literacy in the curriculum across 6 stages, from phase A to phase F. Each stage targets specific knowledge, skill, and attitude. In phase A, in elementary school, the student learns about understanding the difference in value of money. And in primary stage, in phase B and C, the student learns about understanding how money is earned and the different ways people are compensated. They learn about understanding the transactions process involved in obtaining income, as well as recognizing various types of job or profession. And in phase C, student learns about understanding difference in financial outcome. In the secondary stage, in phase D and phase E, the focus is about entrepreneurial thinking, career research, and personal development planning. And in phase A, the student learns about understanding a wide range of professional or job choice, including the specific requirement, qualification, daily aspect of those roles. And the skills is conducting research related to professional or jobs. In phase F, the knowledge that student learns is about comprehensive understanding of the steps and process involved in career preparation. Okay, next slide, please. In the school, at this level of curriculum, it's related with teaching Islamic financial literacy at school with Islamic religious education subject. In elementary school, in grade 2 and 3, student learns about practicing a frugal and simple lifestyle. In grade 4 and 5, in phase B or C, the student learned about topic zakat, infak, sedekah, and in phase C, student learns about introduction to simple of halal and buying selling. And in junior high school, the student learned about consuming halal food and avoiding the haram. And in phase D, the student learns about commerce, usury, and in senior high school, the student learns about like conventional and Sharia banking, Islamic marriage laws, and Islamic inheritance law. Okay, next slide, please. This slide explains how financial literacy education can be integrated into school through four main ideas. First, through school culture, where students develop financial habits through activities like school saving program, entrepreneurship events, and student corporatives. Second, through the curriculum, by integrating financial literacy topics into subjects such as economic, mathematics, Islamic religious education, and social studies. And in co-curricular activities, where financial concepts are connected to classroom project and collaborative learning activities. And in extracurricular activities such as sports, business clubs, or entrepreneurship program that provide practical financial experience for the student. Next slide, please. In education children about Islamic financial literacy, the most important foundation is family education. What is taught at school needs to be reinforced and developed into good habits at home, supported by faith-based discussion that get children in practicing Sharia financial literacy in their daily life. How many of us teach our kids how to save money? Today, kids always see media promotion telling them to buy, and buy more. But as Muslim parents, we know in Muslim, we know money is different. In Islam, wealth is an amanah, a trust given to us by Allah. Sharia financial literacy is not just about making smart saver. It is about raising kind and honest children. We want them to know that some of our money belongs to people in need, and we should use our money to make Allah happy. And what is our role as parents for teaching Islamic financial literacy? The parents as the value setter, cultivating Islamic values, introduce the core concept of halal and haram. Parents teach children that wealth should be earned honestly and spent mindfully, avoiding wastefulness or israf. The second role is the empathy guide. Teach children that a portion of their wealth belongs to community. This involves introducing zakat, infak, sadaqah. And the parents also the behavioral model. Children learn more from what parents do than what parents say. Parents act as role model by practicing transparent, ethical, and debt-aware financial behaviors at home. And parents as the future planner teach the concept of patience through saving for financial goals and tawakal while putting in the effort to budget responsibly. Next slide, please. Now, how to teach Islamic financial literacy at home? We can use traditional and hand-on media like the three-jar system. Give children three transparent jars labeled saving, spending, and sharing. This visual reinforces allocation and the religious obligation to help others. We can use storybooks. Use books that feature stories of prophets of Islamic history focusing on honesty and trade, fairness and charity. Example, the generosity of Usman bin Affan or the financial wisdom of Prophet Yusuf and others. Board game. Traditional games like Monopoly can be adapted at home with Sharia rules, like replacing usury with profit sharing or adding a zakat square, or parents can use commercially available Islamic board games. Next slide. Digital and modern media we can use like gamified application and digital wallet. Use kid-friendly banking or allowance apps that allow parents to set up core-based rewards or saving goals. We can educate children to use application for recording pocket money. Other digital media like animated series and video, Muslim educational cartoon channels like Omar Hana, or something that have specific episodes dedicated to sharing, avoiding greed, or thanking Allah for blessing. And we can invite children to real-world interactive experiences, like take children to grocery store, like supermarket trip to practice budgeting in real time, spending for halal food, and always concerned about halal certified, or let them personally hand over sodako. Next slide, please. This the stage for educate children about Islamic financial literacy. In early childhood, core concept is about grateful wants versus needs, basic or sharing. We can use storybooks, animated cartoon, or sedekah hija. And in primary school or age 7 until 12, we can teach our children about halal versus haram, earning, saving, spending, donating. We can use the three-jar system, field trip, or other games. And for teens, we can teach our children about ethical investing, avoiding interest, financial responsibility by budgeting apps, digital wallets, opening a youth Sharia bank account, opening Hajj bank account, field trip, and others. Next slide, please. Okay, this is an example, a children's storybook especially designed for 5 to 9 to understand Islamic economics in an easy and fun way. The storybook published by Department of Sharia Economic and Finance Bank Indonesia in collaboration with National Committee for Sharia Economic and Finance. The first series about what is money, educate children about various type of currency, both physical and digital money, wrapped beautifully is in an engaging story. And the second series focus on ownership, teaching children about wealth ownership, the concept of sharing, and the importance of returning borrowed money with the exact same feeling. The third series, titled What Should I Buy?, aims to help children distinguish between needs and wants, while encouraging them to always look for halal certified products whenever they shopping. Next slide, please. Okay, we will share some inspiration in teaching Islamic financial literacy in community. I am a community leader in Community Bumi Inspirasi Learning Center community. The Islamic Financial Literacy Education Program in this photo was hosted by Bumi Inspirasi Learning Center and the Islamic Parenting Community in collaboration with one of the Indonesian largest Islamic banks and Darut Tauhid Peduli. The material was delivered by a certified financial planner and collaboration with a storyteller. The children financial education session were delivered through highly engaging and enjoyable methods, including storytelling, songs, musical drama, and interactive simulation. So through these activities, the young participants and the children learn how to understand the origins of money, difference between wants and needs, the concept that getting something required saving up first. The children also get hands-on experience because there is a field trip to Sharia bank, so they can learn simulating how to save money at a bank, learning about digital banking with e-channel, ATM, mobile banking, and getting to know various profession and business and practicing smart shop and sharing with friends. And in this event, in this community, while the children were learning on the first floor, their parents were equipped with valuable insight at Mom's Corner. For the mom, during the session, financial practitioners shared their experience about family financial planning and how to teach Islamic financial literacy to children. To wrap up the session, the Moving Inspirasi team delivered a presentation of green finance, especially focusing on waste bank initiative. Next slide, please. Okay, another inspiration forum in communities like from webinar. In digital era, we can educate from webinar for kids and parents. This is Sakina Finance in collaboration with the Bumi Inspirasi Learning Center hosts an Islamic financial literacy education webinar titled Junior Ambassador. The session were led by a diverse group of facilitators, including Sharia financial educators, Islamic bank professionals, Sharia insurance practitioners, teachers, and junior educators. The webinar also featured a dedicated parenting talks session for parents. This was mindfully designed to ensure that both parents and children are on the same page when it comes to understanding Islamic financial literacy at home. In the other webinar, Sakina Finance, in partnership with the OJK, Financial Service Authority, also hosts an Islamic financial literacy education webinar for mother and children. The event featured Madam Ani as the keynote speaker alongside a junior educator, a young participant from a previous webinar who has successfully put Islamic financial literacy into practice. This inspiring junior educator shared his experience in setting personal financial goals, starting a small business, tracking and recording finance, and other inspiring and that he do in daily activity. Next slide, please. In our community, we also draw inspiration from the Kids Financial Literacy webinar, Young Entrepreneurs, which successfully motivated children to earn a halal income by building impactful and eco-friendly business. This wonderful session brought together young educators, business practitioners, and communication experts. And the other webinar, in collaboration with Sakina Finance, Bumi Inspirasi Community organized a parenting talk centered around wisely education children in financial management, featuring an insightful session with Madam Ani, the chairwoman of IFPA. Madam Ani shared her experience in teaching children to become financially smart and to manage money from an early age. She talked about her children's experience in earning their own money, saving for hajj, consistently recording their finance, and other inspiring habits. This webinar motivates parents to teach their children to manage money wisely from young age. Next slide, please. Okay, I want to close my presentation with one hadith. The most beloved deeds to Allah are those done consistently, even if they are small. Empowering the next generation is not a one-time event. It is a continuous journey. We don't need a massive platform to make difference. Every post we share, every ethical financial choice we explain, and every small piece of advice we give is a seed planted for the future of our children. Our mission now is to inspire those around us to build true wealth. Wealth that is not just measures in numbers, but in barakah, equity, and purpose. Through Islamic financial literacy, we aren't just teaching people how to accumulate assets. We are showing them how to grow this prosperity in harmony with their faith, ensuring success in both this world and the next. Stay consistent, stay patient. Together, let's keep this momentum alive and continue inspiring everyone around us to become financially wise, responsible, and guided by Islamic values. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Ms. Isti Khairani, for the insightful presentation. We learned that financial literacy for children should begin with simple habits, family examples, and value-based education. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now continue to our second speaker. Our second speaker is Dr. Abdul Rashid Zuraif, PhD, Chairman of SSB JSC Kyrgyzstan Insurance Company. I will make sure for the attendance. Dr. Abdul Rashid, you already with us in the
Assalamualaikum.
room. Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dr.
Now,
Abdul Rashid.
Ustaz,
Maybe I will
yeah,
continue my intro before your presentation. Yeah. Here, Dr. Abdul Rashid Zuraif. He will discuss the topic integrating Islamic financial literacy into campus digital learning. This topic is important for educators and universities because campus play a strategic role in preparing students to understand Islamic finance, digital learning, and ethical financial decision making. Before we begin, I would like to remind all participants to continue submitting questions through the Q&A box or chat box. We will address selected questions in the Q&A session after all speakers have delivered their presentation. All right, without any further ado, to Dr. Abdul Rashid Zoraif, we are honored to have you with us. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, dear sister. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, doctor, I've seen your slide.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على رسوله وأصحابه أجمعين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to express my gratitude and high appreciation to the organizers, particular to the Professor Morniati Mukhlesin for the invitation, for the opportunity to share to share insights, my thoughts, and our state about Islamic digital financial literacy. So, if I may start, my name is again Abdurrashid Ustaz Joraev. I am chairman of Sharia Supervisory Board at one of the oldest insurance company. I am also the Sharia Supervisory Board member of one of the largest microfinance institution. I'm also the chairman of Sharia Supervisory Board of one of the first full-fledged Islamic bank, Eco-Islamic Bank, and moreover, I lead two academies. One of the Business Academy for Islamic Finance, another is Research Academy for Islamic Finance. And in 2022, we created Islamic Business International Islamic Business Association, Nahda Islamic Finance. Alhamdulillah, so we have more than 100 members, including a financial institution, insurance companies, banks, and marketplace. So related to my topic, today I want to take you on a journey across the post-Soviet space, a region of great potential, rich Muslim heritage, and unique challenges. So we will explore the state of Islamic finance in the CIS countries, the common barriers we face, and most importantly, the digital solutions that can unlock the markets through the educational and financial literacy. Let me start with a question. Why does a region with over 50 million Muslims still have an Islamic finance market of only about $500 million? While the global industry exceeds 5 trillions? The answer is not a lack of demand. The answer is lack of knowledge and digital tools to deliver the knowledge. And that is exactly what we will fix together. Let me give you the big picture across, according to CNP Global and Islamic Research and Training Institute, the total volume of Islamic finance assets in 6 post-Soviet Muslim majority countries, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and Azerbaijan, stood at roughly 500 to 699 million US dollars by late 2023 and early 2024. To put this perspective, global Islamic finance assets reached a record $5.4 trillion by the end of 2025. The Sukuk market alone surpassed $1 trillion, so the CIS region represents less than 0.01% of the global market, despite having a population that is overwhelming Muslims from 70% to 95% in the most of these countries. For example, in Kyrgyzstan, we have about 90% Muslims. Three drivers are pushing the market forward: the large Muslim population, government strategies for Islamic economy in countries like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan, and the growing need for ethical alternative finance, especially after the challenge of conventional banking. So the potential is enormous. But why is the actual market so small? Let's look at each country. So, as you can see, this table shows when each country started and where they stand today. Kazakhstan started in 2009 with Al Hilal Bank. Today it ranks 19th globally, but its exact volume is not public. The main challenge is severe shortage of qualified people. Kyrgyzstan, my home country, started in 2008, but by the end of 2025, the market reached $223 million. That is more than 100 growth in 1 year. I will tell you why in a moment. Tajikistan began in 2014-2015. Forecast shows $132 million by the 2028 and $562 million by 2033. But low financial literacy holds them back. Uzbekistan, the most populous market, started passing laws in 2015, 2018. The national launch of full Islamic banking is scheduled for 2027 under the Uzbekistan 2030 strategy. Russia started pilot projects in 2005. By late 2026, the market may reach about $0.6 billion, but the demand of knowledge is huge, up to the 80% in the pilot regions. So I have to say that in Russia there is some regions, so Muslim covered regions, Muslim populated regions. It's Tatarstan, Bashkortostan, Dagestan, and Chechenistan. And in these four regions, Russian government allow to launch the project. The project is called partnership finance. Partnership finance. So Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan are still at very early stage, despite having started in the late 19th and 94th respectively. Political concerns and centralized economies block their development. So we have a patchwork of countries at different stage, but they all share something in common: the same three problems. So what kind of these three problems? What is holding us back? Yeah, these three barriers. First, a severe lack of qualified human resource. In Kazakhstan alone, in Astana International Financial Center, there was 340 open vacancies in Sharia compliance by the fourth quarter of 2024, and they could not be filled from the local market. Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Tajikistan all face the same shortage. We simply do not have enough people who understand both Islamic jurisprudence and modern finance. Second, fragmented or missing regulation. Most countries have no comprehensive law for Islamic banking. Uzbekistan will not have a national Islamic bank until 2027. Russia is still running only a pilot experiment in 4 regions. Without a proper legal framework, banks are afraid to scale up. Third, low Islamic financial literacy among the population. People want halal products, but they do not understand how murabaha differs from conventional loans. They fear that the digital apps might contain haram elements. Their fear is not because they are against Islamic finance. It is because nobody taught them. And that brings me to the most important point. The literacy gap. Look at this paradox. Surveys show that up to 80% of the people in Russia pilot regions want to learn more about Islamic finance. Yet the actual market is less than $0.6 billion. The same is true in Kyrgyzstan, in Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Interest is high, literacy is low. Why? Because awareness directly depends on the age and education. Among educated people are more receptive, but the majority of the population, especially older generation and those in the rural areas, have never been exposed to Islamic financial concepts. The consequences is tragic. Many Muslims avoid legitimate halal products like takaful insurance or sukuk investments simply because they cannot distinguish them from riba-based alternatives. They say, I want halal, but I am not sure if this is really halal. So the solution is not more theory. It is not more academic papers. The solution is practical, digital, micro learning, delivered through the device people already use all day, their smartphones. So, digital solutions. Here is some solutions. What has been done. So, what has been done in CIS to teach Islamic digital finance literacy? Let me give you a few concrete examples because this is not just theory, but work is already happening. First, gamification. Turning complex contracts like Murabaha, Mudaraba, and Ijara into interactive games. In Kyrgyzstan, the National Bank has introduced mandatory online modules and exams for Islamic banking knowledge. In Russia, the Russian Center for Islamic Economics and Finance, together with the Sberbank and T-Bank, is developing case studies in game format. Second, only course and MOOCs. Russia leads here. The High School of Economics offers a free open course, Islamic Finance Theory and Practice. Akbar's Bank, together with the Russian Islamic Institute, launched 30 video lessons. In Kazakhstan, the IFPA Association is expanding distance learning in Russian through the partnership with Al-Huda. In Uzbekistan, IDB Institute held a 3-day intensive or digital technologies in Islamic finance. Third, mobile apps for Sharia compatibility checking. This is where Kyrgyzstan excels. For example, in Kyrgyzstan, M-Bank, now with the M-Islamic window, has dedicated mobile app that lets users check products, calculate zakat, receive push notification about halal compliance. Kazakhstan Zaman Bank and has an AI assistant and online map of halal investments. Fourth, AI chat box and consultants. Zaman Bank launched an AI assistant in 2025 that answered questions about Islamic finance 24/7. M-Islamic in Kyrgyzstan automatically introduced an AI chat for zakat consultations after rebranding in 2024. Fifth, micro learning. Short 1-3 minute videos in carousels Bank and Eco Islamic Bank in Kyrgyzstan produce 60-second animations inside their mobile apps and on YouTube. In Russia, Akbar's Bank and the National Bank of Tatarstan have started releasing short video series on social media and Telegram. 6. Digital zakat calculation and budget simulation. Both Zaman Bank and Islamic have built a zakat calculation. Kyrgyzstan even announced a startup competition in 2025 for a full family budget simulator. So we have many initiatives. I would like to just speed up. So I am from Kyrgyzstan. I am proud to say that Kyrgyzstan is the most dynamic example in the region. In 2024, the volume of Islamic financing was 9 billion soms. By July 2025, it reached 40.5 billion soms. It is about $166 million. By the end of 2025, it hit 90.2 billion soms or 223 billion millions dollars. That is over 100% growth in 1 year. How did this happen? The answer is Islamic window model, which I personally helped to implement at the legislative level. We started with one institution, Mbulak Finance, then 6 conventional banks, including 2 state-owned banks, followed suit. The model works because it does not require setting up full new bank, just dedicated window with the Sharia supervision. But growth also required education. The National Bank of Kyrgyzstan made an online module of Islamic banking mandatory for all banks employees. The Barakat Education Center offers online courses and two-day webinars. Mbank with Islamic app provides micro-learning, AI chat, zakat calculator, and even non-halal spending alerts. And the Muftiat, it's the highest religious authority in, let's say, in CIS region. So we call it Muftiat. I don't know how it's in Indonesia or in Southeast Asia. We call it Muftiat. The Council of Ulema records weekly 60-second videos on Islamic finance that go through the social media. The results. Ordinary people in Kyrgyzstan village now understand the difference between a conventional loan and murabaha contract. They use the app to check if an investment is halal. They watch the Mufti's video during Friday prayers. This is what digital literacy can achieve. So here you can see some data. So how we started and where is it now? So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to summarize my presentation. Let me quickly summarize where each country stands in terms of digital Islamic finance education based on the 10 measures I described. Kyrgyzstan has implemented the most gamification basics, online courses, the Muslim app, AI chat, micro-learning, zakat calculator, digital dawah, and even real-time ethical alerts. We are the regional leader in practical digital tools. Kazakhstan has online courses through the Islamic Finance Association and Al Huda, it's one of the consulting firm, and AI assistant and at Zaman Bank and Zakat calculator, micro-learning content. They are strong in AI, in professional training. Russia leads in online university courses and professional IUFI certification. In last year, IUFI opened their representative office. So I am as a member of IUFI participated in the last week at the Kazan Forum. It's one of the largest forum which dedicated to Islamic economics, to halal industry and Islamic finance. So we conducted there some seminars, workshops. In Russia, they are also making first steps in micro learning and gamification. The interest is huge, 80% in pilot regions, but the market is still small. Uzbekistan has online courses from IDB Institute and some startup level gamification for use. The real takeoff will happen after 2027. Azerbaijan and Tajikistan are participating in IFSB regional training programs. So IFSB, Malaysia-based standard setting organization, is very active in Tajikistan, and they regularly conduct some trainings and workshop there, and they are at the very beginning of digital literacy journey. So the picture is uneven, but the direction is clear. Digital education is a key. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me leave you with the three takeaways. First, the CIS region has enormous potential for Islamic finance, but it's locked behind three walls: lack of qualified professionals, fragmented regulation, and low public literacy or financial literacy. Second, digital tools, gamification, mobile apps, AI chatbots, micro-learning videos, and digital dawah have already proven their effectiveness in Kyrgyzstan. They can be replicated across the region. We do not need to reinvent the wheel. We need to scale what works. And today, with a sister which conducted her presentation before me, make a very beautiful journey to Islamic financial literacy teaching. I was very, how can I say, it was for me very amazing. Third, education must come before products. You cannot sell murabaha to a person who does not know what murabaha means. You can expect people to use sukuk if they think it is a conventional bond. The demand is there. The smartphones are there. The only missing piece is us, the educators, the bankers, the Sharia scholars, the policymakers, working together to deliver digital financial literacy at scale. Let us build a financial literate ummah digitally. Together we can turn $500 million into 5 billion, and we can do it in this decade. Thank you for your attention. Jazakallahu khairan. Jazakallahu khairan. I am not ready for. I am now ready for your questions.
Okay, Masya Allah. Wa iyaki, thank you. Wa iyaka, thank you very much, Dr. Abduraziz Zurai, for the valuable presentation. Your explanation helped us understand how Islamic financial literacy can be strengthened through campus digital learning, including curriculum design, online learning platform, especially for your best practice in Kyrgyzstan, mashallah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, we will now proceed to our third speaker. Our third speaker is Ms. Farisah Amanda. She is an Islamic personal finance author and TOD of IFPA. We will discuss the topic, challenges and opportunities teaching Islamic financial literacy in the digital era. So this session will help us reflect on the real challenges faced by educators, practitioners, and communities, while also identifying opportunities created by digital transformation. Ms. Farisa Amanda, we will confirm first. Are you already joined with us in this room Zoom?
Yes, I'm here. Can I ask for help to share the presentation?
Yes, please. All right. I will help you to share the presentation slides. So, so Ms. Marisa Amanda, the virtual stage is yours.
I can't see the. I'm sorry, I can't see your share screen.
Yes, please wait. Miss Marisa out is still on process.
Okay.
Okay, here's for the slide. Can you see the slide?
Yes, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished guests, colleagues, and fellow educators. My name is Farisa Amanda, and I will be honest today. I am a writer, and my comfort zone is a keyboard with a backspace button, not a microphone, and true to form, I wrote entirely too much and prepared about 70 slides for today, but given our limited time, I will condense this into just 20 minutes. And because of this rush, I ask for your grace. Please forgive any stumbles or if I have to skip through things a bit too quickly. And stepping out of my comfort zone today mirrors our exact topic, challenges and opportunities in teaching Islamic financial literacy in the digital era. Just as I'm rushing to translate my written thoughts into a fast-paced speech, we are trying to translate centuries of deep traditional wisdom into an instant digital world. Most crucially, this is about bringing that wisdom into our homes. Let me begin with a foundational truth. Teaching financial literacy today is no longer just about showing a child how to drop coins into a jar or an adult how to balance a physical ledger. We are operating in an environment wired to encourage poor financial behavior. We are fighting targeted algorithms, frictionless payment gateways, and a culture of hyper-consumerism. To equip our children and families to not just survive but thrive, we must radically rethink our educational frameworks. To do this, we will define the core problems, examine the relevant scientific and Islamic theories, outline focused solutions, and ultimately define our highest spiritual goal. And the first part is the scope of Islamic digital financial literacy. When we say Islamic digital financial literacy, what exactly are we talking about? It is a vast landscape, but it can be distilled into two primary pillars, cognitive understanding and practical ability. The cognitive understanding includes vast knowledge about these five distinct domains that are very large and including so many disciplines. The first economics discipline that we have to learn is about personal finance, the micro-level mechanics of managing cash flow, involves daily discipline of budgeting, differentiating between true needs and wants, managing debt, and planning for wealth distribution. And the second from economics is we have to learn also about macroeconomics. We must understand the broad economic environments that affects our personal finance. And we also need to learn about marketing in the digital age because this is crucial for defensive financial literacy. Understanding how products are positioned, packaged, and pushed digitally empowers consumers to recognize tactics like artificial scarcity and targeted algorithms, helping them actively resist impulsive consumption. And the second discipline we have to learn is about Islamic teaching, this is the core filter through which all financial decisions must pass, ensuring that our wealth management aligns with our divine purpose. And this Islamic teachings, we learn about three things, is Akidah, Akhlaq, and Sharia. And Akidah, we define foundational mindset that all wealth ultimately belongs to Allah and we humans merely act as trustees or Khalifa. This profound shift in perspective reframes money. It ceases to be the ultimate goal and becomes a tool and a test of our faith. And second one is about Ahlak. These are the behavioral expectations surrounding wealth. Includes practicing moderation, avoiding extravagance and stinginess, maintaining absolute honesty in commercial dealings, and cultivating generosity through charity. And the third is Sharia or Islamic law, that represents the strict practical boundaries of commerce. We have to understand the mechanics of halal and haram, the prohibition of riba, gharar, and maisir, and also involves the proper structural execution of tijarah and wealth distribution. We have the next discipline we have to dive into is computer science. In a cashless society, financial literacy requires technological literacy. It involves learning about digital finance that we use in everyday transactions, and also about cybersecurity, which is the modern equivalent of locking a physical safe. Protecting digital assets requires knowledge of phishing tactics, the necessity of multi-factor authentication, secure password management, and data privacy. In a frictionless digital space, a single security lapse can drain a lifetime of savings in seconds. The fourth discipline we have to dive into is legalities. We have to understand Islamic fatwas, which is what the dynamic application of Sharia to modern unprecedented financial instruments. And we have to understand the local law that we are staying in. And we also have to understand international law, because the digital platforms operate globally. And the fifth discipline we have to dive into is psychology, because we are trying to bring Islamic finance into our home. A cognitive understanding must address the human element, why we do what we do with our money. This involves behavioral finance, like recognizing emotional triggers like fear of missing out, loss aversion, and the sunk cost fallacy. We must be aware that digital platforms specifically exploit these psychological vulnerabilities to encourage trading, excessive spending, and debt accumulation. Other than all of the knowledge that we have to learn, we need to have the practical ability, because possessing the cognitive knowledge is meaningless without the second pillar. This one is practical ability. Financial literacy is not a one-size-fits-all. Its application is entirely dictated by the lived reality of the individual and their household. We have to understand personal and family conditions, about socioeconomic reality, intergenerational dynamics, structural family planning, and technological access of every individual and family. And then we have to incorporate willingness to put the knowledge to use. This addresses the critical knowing and doing gap. Many people possess high cognitive financial literacy but exhibit poor financial behaviors due to a lack of execution. And we have to understand the ultimate goal of teaching Islamic financial literacy is having a spiritual paradigm shift. The goal is not merely to create efficient consumers, it is to engineer a profound spiritual paradigm shift. Is the disrupting of the default state is capitalism and consumerism and materialism. We're trying to make our illusion of absolute ownership of our wealth. What we have to move on to the turning point is hisab or accountability awareness. To break the cycle, we must introduce spiritual friction into a frictionless digital world through hisab awareness. We redefine ownership through Khalifa concept, shifting the cognitive baseline from I earned this, so I own it, to Allah entrusted this to me and I am merely the manager. And the highest financial maturity that we are trying to achieve with this is having a zuhud or detachment, where the individual masters the digital economy rather than being mastered by it. Zuhud in the digital era does not mean enforced poverty. A person can possess a high-yield digital investment portfolio, but their emotional stability and self-worth remain completely detached from its fluctuations. Their wealth is in their hands and not their hearts. We are moving on to the part 2 is the main challenges and problems we have in teaching. Part 2, main challenges and problems. Back, please. Main challenges and problems. Sister Afida, can you show me the presentation slide about problems? No, not that one. The other one. Still the other one. The first one is still about problems. Yes, there it is. Thank you. I have summarized the problems that we face into 4 big criteria. Is the first one is because of the vastness of scope that we have to teach in Islamic financial digital literacy, and we are in the digital era. We have the problem of information overload. But in the other hand, digital era also brings a short attention span. So this is a double problem in one. And then the second one, we have the challenges or problems with teaching to children is they have a maturity gap, is the concept of akil and balik. This is, we often combine the phrase akil balik as if it both occurs simultaneously. However, balik represents physical and biological maturity, while akil relates to mental, intellectual, and psychological maturity, specifically the ability to rationally bear life's responsibilities. Historically, Baligh and Akil occurred roughly at the same time, but today, better nutrition means biological puberty happens earlier. But conversely, prolonged formal schooling and helicopter parenting mean true independent responsibility is delayed, often well into a person's 20s. We face a dangerous tragedy of the gap. Baligh is too fast, but Akil is too slow. We now have a massive demographic of physically mature individuals who have access to digital wallets and credit limits, but completely lack the intellectual and emotional maturity to handle them. They are Baligh, but they are not Akil. From an Islamic perspective, when a child reaches Baligh, they automatically hold the status of a mukallaf, an adult bound by Islamic law who bears their own sins and responsibilities. So, if a child is Baligh but not yet Akil, it is like asking them to lift a very heavy barbell without training their muscles first. The child will surely break or become overwhelmed. The challenge faced by adults is there are two main ones, cognitive resistance and psychological burden. Unlike younger students, adults bring decades of financial muscle memory and assumption to the classroom. They possess a conventional anchor strongly tied to conventional banking logic like guaranteed returns and interest. They must embrace the process of unlearning and relearning. Educators cannot simply layer new Sharia framework. They must intentionally deconstruct conventional concepts first. And the second challenge in adult education is psychological burden of money. An adult financial habits are rarely logical. They are heavily influenced by family psychology and inherited behaviors. It's only through a pathway of awareness, unlearning, and relearning can we introduce digital Sharia tools as practical ethical solutions. And the challenge we face, the fourth one is psychological and environmental burden, because the three ism that we face today is consumerism and materialism and capitalism. These three are very opposite with Islamic finance system. Next, we can move on to relevant theories that we can use to formulate our education. And we can use the neuroscience and psychology and synthesize it with Islamic teaching. Understanding the physical brain validates the Islamic concept of delayed akil. The human brain develops from back to front. The limbic system, which drives emotion, impulsive behavior, and the desire for instant dopamine gratification, is fully developed by early puberty. However, the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for long-term planning, risk assessment, and impulse control, does not fully mature until the mid-20s. The digital economy weaponizes this biological reality through digital dopamine hijacking. E-commerce apps are explicitly designed to bypass the slower rational prefrontal cortex and directly stimulate the limbic system. For a young person whose prefrontal cortex is still under construction, resisting frictionless spending is not just a matter of willpower, it is a neurological mismatch. True financial literacy requires building neural pathways by introducing positive friction, delaying purchases, and visually tracking expenses to literally wire the brain for better long-term decision making. Psychology is bridging brain and behavior. Psychology explains the software, how our environment programs our habits. Digital platforms use behavioral conditioning, specifically variable ratio reinforcement, the same mechanics used in slot machines to keep users engaged and spending. Furthermore, psychology highlights the dangers of identity and social proof. Adolescents are highly vulnerable to social proof. If influencers normalize high-risk crypto trading for lifestyle branding, the psychological drive to belong often overrides logical advice. And the Islamic teaching that we use, the classical Islamic educational paradigm provides the blueprint for rebuilding financial discipline through three stages: ta'lim, tarbiyah, and ta'dib. Ta'lim is the cognitive baseline, the direct teaching of facts, like in explaining how inflation works or what riba is. But ta'lim alone is insufficient. We have to do tarbiyah. This aligns perfectly with the neuroscience of child development. Tarbiyah is the gradual, stage-by-stage nurturing. By this, you can use engaging narrative to teach foundational concepts. It ensures that a child's financial acumen matures alongside their physical body. And ta'dib creates the internal moral compass that allows a person to navigate the digital world safely. A person who has achieved ta'dib recognizes wealth as blessed profession entrusted by Allah, providing the spiritual strength to practice zuhud in hyper-capitalist landscape. And the next one, I have examples of developmental curriculum mapping in Indonesia and combined with the UK education system. And also for adults, it's little bit different between adults in Indonesia and in UK. And I will move on to the solution. Part 4 is there are five concepts that I propose is distinguishing between fardu ain and fardu kifayah knowledge. Information overload paralyzes people. Applying classical Islamic classification cuts through the noise. We must clearly define fardu ain, or individual obligation, the baseline knowledge everyone must possess, such as avoiding riba, tracking daily cash flow, distinguishing wealth from rizki, and basic digital hygienes. We separate this from fardu kifayah, or the communal obligations, specialist knowledge like back-end blockchain coding or complex inheritance calculation, which only a subset of the community needs to master. Teaching people to recognize when they need to consult certified experts is a powerful solution in itself. And the second concept is we have to hang on to sources credibility. In an era of viral influencers, we must teach people how to verify. This means directing communities towards recognized Sharia boards, official state authorities, and certified professionals. Solutions should push for organized central information systems and repositories where users can instantly check the Sharia compliance of an asset. The third one is we need family involvement. If the digital world bypasses the prefrontal cortex, the family unit is the most effective external defense mechanism to build it back up. The home is the first classroom. Literacy requires active tarbiyah at home. Parents must use age-appropriate scaffolding, initiating conversations early through storytelling and practical worksheet. By normalizing discussions about budgeting and charity, parents bridge the akil balik gap. And the fourth one is personalized client mapping. A uniform approach will fail. We must tailor our educational programs to the specific demographic and economic context of our audience. Are we speaking to urban professionals dealing with high-risk crypto or rural communities targeted by illegal digital microlenders? For children, the focus is habits. For working adults, it is wealth accumulation, halal investment vehicles, and practical estate planning. And last, we have to incorporate holistic approach. We must abandon fragmented approach. True Islamic financial literacy cannot exist in silos. A person cannot learn Aqidah on Sunday and secular economics on Monday without experiencing cognitive dissonance. The holistic approach integrates all pillars, showing that earning income, spending via secure digital gateways, and investing ethically and planning distribution are interconnected steps in a single lifelong journey of seeking the pleasure of Allah. I have the next one, possible output of using technology for teaching Islamic financial literacy is we can make gamification and interactive storytelling for early foundations. For children, the goal is to make abstract concepts like saving, charity, and managing holiday allowances concrete and engaging. We can use digital comic strips and animation. We can use simulated economy apps. And for older students and adults, we need to visualize complex systems. The complexity of Islamic finance requires structured visual communications. We can make flowcharts and infographic for estate planning, and we can also make digital assets and fintech screening app or a website. And the third is addressing behavioral psychology of digital spending. The ease of modern e-commerce requires a curriculum that addresses not just the mechanics of finance, but the psychology behind it. We can simulate impulsive consumption using interactive digital modules to teach students about the neuroscience of shopping. Specifically, how app interfaces and notifications trigger dopamine releases that lead to impulsive buying. And we need to make digital interventions, introduce technology-based strategies for self-regulation, such as using budgeting apps that enforce cooling off periods before online purchase or extensions that track spending patterns against personal values. And four, we can make scalable e-learning for broader inclusion. When proposing large-scale literacy programs, mobile technology is essential. We can make bite-sized modular learning to deliver a structured multi-session curriculum through mobile platforms that require low bandwidth. Breaking down complex topics into short, localized videos or interactive quizzes ensures the content remains accessible to small business owners who cannot attend long in-person seminars. And we can use social media as a distribution channel. leverage established social networks to distribute micro-learning content. Short, highly visual slide decks about ethical finance or basic budgeting can reach audiences where they already spend their time. And the next slide show the some of my work that I've done in a few years with Sakina Finance. This one is a game that we make for children, explaining the hakikat harta hadis. You can play the video if you like, Sister Afida. This one, and also I make some mini books using AI help, and we sell it to Indonesian middle class children in, to manage THR, the eat allowance for children. And also this book is we also made e-learning that we use with Sakina Finance that you can learn anytime. And the most comprehensive book that we have made together is the Islamic Personal Finance. I have the presentation slide in the next one. Maybe you can read it by yourself, because I think we don't have any more time to explain that one. It involves the most of the scope that I have explained in the first part, especially the financial and economic side, because we haven't touched the digital literacy in that book yet, because it was made like 5 years ago. And maybe you can show me in brief the slide about Islamic Personal Finance book. Sister Afida, please. It's the second slide, the second slide presentation that I have sent to IFPA admin. This book is available both in printed in Indonesia with Sakina Finance Office, and also you can buy it in e-book version with the Triple IT website. It's not complete at the moment with the vastness of scope that I explained before, but it's the most close one that we have encountered. We need to add more about digital and also about a business to complete this book. I think that's all from me for now, and I would like some more discussion from the audience. And thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for listening to me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Ms. Farisa Amanda, for your meaningful and practical presentation. We have now heard 3 complementary perspectives: financial awareness for children, campus-based digital learning, and the broader challenges and opportunities in teaching Islamic financial literacy in the digital era. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, we will now moving to the Q&A session. Okay, for participants who have a question, the committee already choose the select question. So we have 3 selected questions here. The first questions from chat box to Dr. Abdul Rashid. Is there a Sharia-based fintech that can be introduced to Muslim populations of Nigeria through collaborative effort? Maybe Dr. Abdurrashid will answer the question first.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, doctor, we can hear you.
Yeah, today we are living in a digital era. For for the Africa countries and for other places of the world, so mm, there is already fintech solutions there. But if you haven't such kind of solutions, so we can provide it. We can discuss it. So I leave my contact to the organizer. You can take it easily, inshallah, with my pleasure, and we can discuss it. Nowadays, we are implementing in Kyrgyzstan marketplace as a fintech solutions, and we are trying also to Kyrgyzstan. The government accepted law regulation related to the virtual assets, and I think with the virtual assets there will be also some kind of innovation in our market related to Islamic finance. So inshallah, we can discuss all this issue after this session, after this webinar. Thank you so much for the question.
Thank you very much for your answer, Dr. Abdurrashid. Is there any feedbacks from Brother Ghazali Mukhtar? Okay, it's enough, yeah. It's clearly answered by Dr. Abdurrashid. Okay, maybe, ladies and gentlemen, we can move to the other question from Abu Bakar Muhammad Sani to Sister Isti Khairani. In the chat box, the question is, what is the philosophy of managing financial literacy at the lower stage of children in grades 1, 2, and 3, knowing well that they have less wants and choices? So, Ms. Istiharani, please give your answer.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Abu Bakar. That is an excellent question. The philosophy of managing financial literacy at the lower stage, at the grade 1 until 3, children are allowed to have wants, but they need to learn that this cannot be achieved instantly. They can practice setting financial goals and building the habits of saving to reach them. In practice, we can teach them saying no to a small wants. No, I mean saying yes to a bigger goal later. The simple habit is the most important key to healthy money habits when they grow up. If we educate children in grade 1 until 3, they learn through concrete action, not lectures. The philosophy is learning by doing within a safe, controlled environment. And we can use the trigger philosophy. It's the simple ways like they can be saving for their financial goals. So it teaches patience, goal setting, and future orientation. And in 1 year, this for spending, teach accountability for this small choice and always spending halal, and giving, cultivate empathy, community awareness, and gratitude. So if they manage for difference about needs and wants, and if the children has wants, so they have to saving first. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Isti Khairani, for your excellent answer. So, Brother Abu Bakar, questions. Maybe is there any feedback from Brother Abu Bakar? Okay. If there's no any feedback, I think it's clearly answered to your question, yeah. Because we still have another maybe last questions, yeah, for Mrs. Amanda from KDH from the chat box in Zoom. Okay, so the question for Mrs. Amanda, what is the role of parents and educational institutions and forming digital financial habits that are in accordance with Islamic values from an early age or usia dini. So, Mrs. Amanda, please answer this question.
For usia dini, okay, thank you. Actually, we cannot give internet. I mean, like internet connected device to children under 6 years, and even the primary school children cannot have access to, should not have access to internet connected devices. But the reality is it's hard to keep them away from that. But so we need to set like boundaries for early years. They only have like maximum 15 minutes of screen time a day. So we can like give them the most valuable lessons that we can get from videos maybe online for that short amount of time. And they need to spend more time like in nature, and also they need to the first concept that they need to understand is the uh, concept of ownership. So it's very important that children under the age of 6 to understand what belong to who, and that is the most important thing that the parents and educators need to teach. And for the general role of educational institution is about ta'lim that I already explained in my presentation slide. And the parents' role is ta'dib and tarbiyah. So it follows children from early years until maturity, because the teacher cannot do that, because they can only teach children in certain age, and they don't follow the children's development. I think that's what my key answer is. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Amanda, for your fruitful explanation to the KDH question. I think it's clearly answered for all the questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, brother and sister, once again, thank you for the excellent question. Unfortunately, due to limited time, we are approaching the end of our panel session. But before I deliver the conclusion, I would like to invite each speaker to share a brief closing statement for maximum 1 minute for each speaker. Okay, first, may I invite Ms. Isti Khairani to share your closing message.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the participant. It's very appreciate for your attention, and empowering the next generation is not a one-time event. It's just a continuous journey. So our mission now is to inspire those around us to build true wealth and to teach Islamic financial literacy. And we can collaborate together to do that, and stay consistent, stay passionate. Together, let's keep this momentum alive and continue inspiring everyone around us to become financially wise. Thank you.
All right, mashallah. Thank you very much, Ms. Isti Khairani, for your closing statement. And next, may I invite Dr. Abdul Rashid Zuraif to share your closing message. Please, Doctor.
I would like to thanks to all participators, to organizers, to the guests, to our distinguished Professor Dr. Morniati Mukhlasin for the wonderful session, for this webinar. I realize how far is Indonesia from us in terms of Islamic financial literacy and how much we should how much should be done to reach the level which already reached our colleagues in Indonesia. It's I learned much more. So I am in industry. It's almost 20 years, but I learned from this webinar so many things, and I am would be happy for collaboration in a CIS region, particularly in Kyrgyzstan. So thank you so much. Let us build financial literate ummah, and this is our farce. It's our farce because we are people who have knowledge, and we have such some kind of obligation to spread our knowledge. Thank you so much once again. Jazakallahu khairan wa barakallahu fikum.
Barakallahu fiik wa iyaka. Thank you so much, Dr. Abdul Rashid, for your enlightening closing message. And finally, may I invite Ms. Farisa Amanda to share your closing message to us.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present my thoughts. And I would like to invite more discussions from everyone. You can contact me on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or Thread, and not on WhatsApp because I changed numbers a lot and I moved like Indonesia to UK, so it's easier to contact me by Instagram or LinkedIn. And thank you for this. I only have one sentence to conclude my presentation is master and weaponize technology for the advancements of humanity. Because in this digital era, any tool you do not control will ultimately be weaponized against your own spiritual freedom. Thank you. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Farisa Amanda, for your closing message. And once again, thank you very much to all speakers for the inspiring closing statements. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed to the certificate presentation as a token of appreciation from the Islamic Financial Planners Association, or IFPA. So first, we present the certificate of appreciation to Ms. Isti Khairani for sharing her insights on raising financially aware children in the digital era. Maybe the committee or the operator will share the certificate. It will be shared with. Okay, maybe the committee will be possible to share screen the certificate or no? Okay, maybe due to some technical issue for the certificate will be delivered to each of speaker. And ladies and gentlemen, allow me to briefly conclude today's discussion. First, Islamic digital financial literacy must begin from values. Technology can help us learn faster, but Islamic principle guides us to use money and financial tools with responsibility, fairness, transparency, and social concern. And second, financial education should start from the family. Children need early guidance to understand needs and wants, saving, giving, and responsible digital behavior. And the last, educational institutions have an important role in integrating Islamic financial literacy into digital learning. Universities can develop structured learning, practical cases, and collaboration with industry and professional associations. Therefore, teaching Islamic digital financial literacy is not only about delivering knowledge, it is about shaping character, strengthening competence, and building a financially resilient ummah. On behalf of the moderator, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our distinguished speaker, our welcoming remark speaker, Professor Dr. Korneti Muflisin, our keynote speaker, Dr. Endang Jumali, the IFPA committee, our MC, and all participants for your active participation. I apologize for any shortcomings and technical issue during this session. May today's webinar bring benefit and inspire us to contribute more actively to Islamic financial education in the digital era. I will now hand the session back to our MC, Ms. Tirahma Hanifa, for the next agenda and closing. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Mbak Fida. Before closing this event, allow me to share one important invitation. If today's discussion resonates with you, if you believe Islamic financial planning is not just a profession but a responsibility, then this is your moment. The Islamic Financial Planners Association, or IFPA, is currently opening its membership registration. IFPA is more than an association. It is a professional home for individuals who are committed to advancing Sharia-compliant financial planning with integrity, competence, and impact. As an IFPA member, you will gain access to professional development programs and certification pathways, exclusive discussions and knowledge-sharing forums, national and international collaboration opportunities, a network of practitioners, academics, and financial activists, and a platform to strengthen your credibility in the Islamic financial planning industry. Whether you are a financial planner, an academic or researcher, a student of Islamic economics, or a practitioner passionate about ethical finance, we warmly invite you to grow with us. Let this be part of our long-term investment, not only for career growth, but for contribution to the Ummah's financial resilience. Registration details will be shared through our official IFPA channels. We look forward to welcoming you as part of the IFPA professional family. Distinguished speakers, moderators, honorable guests, and dear participants, on behalf of the Islamic Financial Planners Associations, we extend our deepest appreciation for your presence and active participation. May today's discussion inspire practical action in our families, our institutions, and our communities. I am Siti Rahmanifa, as Master of Ceremony, sincerely apologize for any shortcomings throughout this session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Ustaz Abdul Rashid.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear professor. Thank you for the
Sister
opportunity.
Marisa.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Isti. Assalamualaikum, everyone.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Understand.